due to its location along a major shipping corridor between South America, the Middle East, India and Australia, as well as having ports that are used by countries in the interior of Africa. South Africa is a major illegal drug distribution point for international drug cartels. Over the years, bigger and bigger drug busts have been made by police at South Africa's ports and inland. When the drugs enter the country, they are either cut and sold on the streets of South Africa or couriered on further into the interior. Many drug busts have also been for drugs that were not initially destined for South Africa, but were en route to the Far East and Australia. While it's a shorter route from South America where most of these drugs originate to their destinations in Asia, cartels have also learned to use the slow route of going up through South Africa as a way to reduce detection by authorities in those countries. So let us look at some of the biggest drug busts witnessed in South Africa over the years. In 2019, more than 85 million rand worth of narcotics were seized at Port Elizabeth's Nkura Port Harbour. This after an intelligence-driven multidisciplinary integrated operation by the Ports of Entry team on a vessel from Ecuador. According to police, the operation was conducted after information was received that 2 containers were suspected of having narcotics in them. The intelligence-driven operation team included customs investigations, the K9 unit and border police. The interagency teams worked together and ensured that the targeted containers were moved to the container depot, and upon opening the containers, it was found that the contents were bananas, as described on the bill of lading, and which also indicated that the container was destined for Cape Town. The cartons of bananas were physically checked both inside and outside of the container. Upon inspecting the rear refrigeration unit, a hidden compartment was discovered. When the paneling was removed, 40 packages that tested positive for cocaine were found in both containers. Cocaine with an estimated street value of 400 million rand was seized along the N1 highway in Centurion, Johannesburg in June 2021. According to police, a 39-year-old man stored the drugs in a boat towed by his vehicle. Police intercepted the vehicle, confiscated the drugs, and arrested the suspect. It was an 18-foot boat that was being hauled by a Toyota Bakkie that the suspect was driving. The drugs suspected to be cocaine with an estimated street value of 400 million rand. Police in 2017 discovered 500 million worth of cocaine on a farm in Villiers-Dorp, apparently destined for overseas market, and arrested 3 suspects. At the time, it was believed to be one of the biggest drug hauls in the country. Overberg police seized more than 250 boxes of cocaine worth 500 million rand that were packed among 480 pallets of wine, destined for the export market. Western Cape Police in March 2021 seized 583 million rand worth of cocaine in an elaborate operation. The operation, led by the Western Cape Organised Crime Narcotics Unit, saw police descend on a shipping vessel off the coast of Saldanha Bay. Police officers found 973 blocks of compressed cocaine, with an estimated value of 583 million rand, in 3 compartments of the vessel. 10 suspects, 4 of Bulgarians and 6 from Myanmar, were subsequently arrested on charges of dealing in drugs. Further investigations continue as the detectives want to determine the origins as well as the intended destination of the consignment. In 2019, the Hawks, acting on a tip-off from Interpol, seized hundreds of kilograms of cocaine in Port Elizabeth. The drugs worth 720 million rand were found concealed at the bottom of a ship. The cocaine was intercepted at the port aboard a ship that came from Brazil and was destined for Singapore. However, it is believed that the cocaine was destined for India. The cargo was concealed at the bottom of a floor of a ship below more than 3669 containers, which is 30 levels deep. This means that the crooks were determined to ensure that nobody is going to detect this. However, following the Interpol tip-off, a police sniffer dog found the drugs. In fact, the Hawks had known about the ship way before it arrived in South Africa. Although it did not happen in South Africa, Australian Border Police in 2019 arrested 2 men in New South Wales and seized 384 kilograms of cocaine, in the biggest ever single drug bust in the history of its federal police force. The stash represented almost half as much as the total of all cocaine detected at Australian borders that year. Police put the street value of the find at the equivalent of 1.4 billion rand. The drugs were found welded into a giant yellow cat excavator shipped from South Africa, although the exact local origin was not yet clear. In 2014, South African police reportedly seized nearly 10 tons of pure heroin worth over 3 billion rand and arrested 3 men, including 2 Chinese nationals, in the biggest drug bust in the country's history. At the scene, police reportedly uncovered the drug laboratory in the upmarket suburb of Kloof in Durban, and conducted the successful raid confiscating piles of 40-kilogram bags of pure heroin powder along with industrial mixers and chemistry equipment. However, it was later confirmed that the drugs found at the scene were not heroin, but actually an ingredient used to make another drug called mandrax, which is not as expensive as heroin on the streets. The figure was revised from 3 billion rand to 20 million rand.